Listen carefully, because this is not a small message, and it is not something you should brush aside. There is a person deeply connected to your heart, and right now they are standing inside a problem that has grown bigger than they can manage in silence. It is affecting their mind. It is affecting their peace. And whether you fully realize it yet or not, it is also affecting you. Something is shifting behind the scenes. Something real is unfolding. You may have already felt it in quiet moments, in sudden thoughts, in that strange heaviness that appears without any clear reason. That feeling is not random. It is a signal. It is a sign that this connection is moving through an important emotional season. Stay with this message, because what you are about to understand may help you make sense of what your heart has been trying to tell you. Do not dismiss it too quickly. What is happening now could become a turning point. The person connected to you is carrying confusion, pressure, and emotions they can no longer fully hide from themselves. On the outside, they may still appear fine. They may act normal. They may keep themselves busy and speak as if everything is under control. But inside, something is building. Something is catching up with them. And the truth they tried to delay is starting to rise again. This moment is not asking for panic. It is asking for your attention. It is asking for steadiness, not fear. Because what unfolds next may open a door that has been closed for a long time. Your person is not only dealing with external pressure. The harder struggle is happening within them. It is the battle between what feels safe and what feels true. For a long time, they tried to move forward without facing certain emotions. They told themselves that staying busy would be enough. They believed time would fix what they refused to face. They tried to push memories down, silence feelings, and continue life as if nothing was unresolved. But some emotions do not disappear. Some truths do not stay buried, and some connections continue to speak even through silence and distance. That is where they are now. The thoughts they once pushed away are returning at the end of long days. The feelings they tried to ignore are becoming louder. Their heart is asking questions their mind can no longer avoid. This creates inner tension. One part of them wants clarity. Another part fears what clarity might demand. One part wants to move closer. Another part pulls away out of fear of pain. If their energy has felt inconsistent, this is why. If they seem close one moment and distant the next, this is why. It is not always because they do not care. In many cases, it is because they care deeply and they do not yet know how to hold that emotion without feeling overwhelmed by it. Keep listening, because this is important. The struggle they are in is not meaningless. The pressure they feel is not random. It is pushing them toward a moment they can no longer avoid. You may not see the full process from the outside, but that does not mean nothing is happening. Some of the most important changes begin in silence, where no one can see them. A root grows before a tree appears. A foundation is built before a structure stands. In the same way, emotional change often happens long before it becomes visible in actions. Your person is in that hidden stage now. They are beginning to notice that what once felt comfortable does not bring the same peace anymore. Old distractions are losing their effect. Excuses that once felt convincing are no longer enough. The habits used to avoid feelings are not working like before. Something deeper is asking for attention. Something deeper is asking for honesty. And honesty always changes the direction of a life. The moment someone clearly sees what they have been avoiding, they cannot fully return to ignorance. That is why restlessness has been growing inside them. That is why certain thoughts keep repeating. That is why this connection keeps returning to their mind, even when they try to focus elsewhere. You may have felt this pull too. You may have noticed memories returning without warning. You may have felt certain emotions becoming stronger rather than fading. Do not ignore that. Stay grounded in it. There is movement here. Quiet movement, but real movement. And when inner change begins, outer change usually follows, even if it takes time. Right now, your role is not to force answers. It is not to chase clarity before it is ready. It is not to create conclusions just because uncertainty feels uncomfortable. Your role is to remain steady while truth unfolds on its own. That is real strength, Not loud strength, not emotional reaction, but quiet strength that stays grounded even when emotions rise. The kind of strength that does not collapse when answers are delayed. The kind that does not let fear write the story before the story is complete. This season is teaching both of you something important. While they are learning accountability, you are learning patience. While they are learning honesty, you are learning trust. While they are learning courage, you are learning emotional balance. These lessons are not easy, but they are meaningful. Many people lose important connections because they react too quickly. Many people let fear speak louder than understanding. Many people walk away not because nothing is there, but because the process feels uncertain. You are being guided away from that pattern, so if your heart has felt uneasy, slow down. If your thoughts have been racing, pause. If you have been assuming the worst, step back and observe more carefully. This is not the time to destroy your peace with fear. This is the time to protect your peace while truth develops. And if this message is resonating with you, stay present, because there is more beneath the surface. The truth is that your person is becoming tired of carrying unresolved thoughts, tired of replaying past moments, tired of acting as if emotions no longer exist, tired of wondering what could have been, tired of carrying what has never been fully resolved. This kind of emotional exhaustion is important because it often becomes the beginning of change. A person can only avoid their truth for so long before avoidance becomes heavier than honesty. That is the point they are moving toward. They may not fully understand it yet. They may still hesitate. They may still move back and forth between clarity and confusion. But something is shifting inside them. The comfort they once protected so carefully is starting to feel less peaceful than the truth they fear. That is a major inner shift. And once that shift begins, things can start to move faster than expected. A conversation that once felt impossible can suddenly happen. A truth that seemed buried can rise to the surface. A guarded heart can begin to open in unexpected ways. So if things have felt slow, do not assume they will stay slow. If things have felt distant, do not assume distance will remain forever. Some of the biggest changes come after long quiet periods. Your role now is to stay aware, stay steady, and stay open enough to recognize when change begins to show itself. There are also outside influences around them, and not all of them are helpful. Some voices are encouraging growth, while others are pulling them back into comfort. Some situations are pushing them to reflect, while others encourage avoidance. This is why their energy may feel unstable. Some days they feel certain, other days they feel lost again. In some moments they know what they need to do. Then fear returns and old emotional wounds resurface, creating hesitation. But hesitation is not the same as lack of feeling. Often, hesitation comes from feeling too much without yet knowing how to handle it. They are dealing with vulnerability. They are dealing with internal change. They are dealing with the fear of what happens after truth is finally spoken. That fear is real, but it is not permanent. Eventually, truth becomes louder than fear. That is the turning point forming inside them now. And when that turning point arrives, things may begin to shift in ways that even they do not expect. You may notice small signs first: a change in tone, a softer presence, a more sincere response, a different kind of attention. These small details matter more than they seem. Growth does not arrive perfectly formed. It often arrives slowly, unevenly, and in pieces. But even small movement is still movement. Do not miss progress just because it is not complete yet. At the same time, something important is happening within you as well. This situation is not only changing them, it is also shaping you. You are learning how to keep your peace without closing your heart. You are learning how to trust your own inner understanding instead of constantly seeking reassurance from outside. You are learning how to stay balanced even when answers are not immediate. Those lessons matter because the next phase of this connection will require maturity from both sides, not perfection. Maturity. The ability to listen without rushing to defend. The ability to speak honestly without turning every fear into a fact. The ability to pause, understand, and respond with care instead of reaction. the ability to choose truth over old patterns that once controlled emotional responses without awareness. Maybe a year ago, this situation would have shaken you more than it does now. Maybe you would have let uncertainty take over your emotions much faster, filling in gaps with worst-case thinking. But you are not the same person anymore. Life has stretched you in ways you did not fully notice while it was happening. Delays have strengthened you in quiet ways. Disappointment has taught resilience through experience, not theory. Every hard season gave you something that you now carry with more stability inside yourself. None of it was wasted, even if it felt like it at the time. It prepared you for a moment like this, where emotional steadiness becomes one of your greatest strengths. So do not underestimate your growth just because it feels normal to you now. Growth often becomes invisible once it is integrated. Do not focus only on what still feels unclear or unresolved. Also notice who you have become in the middle of all this waiting and wondering. Notice how much stronger your heart is now, even if it does not always feel strong in every moment. That strength will matter when the next chapter starts opening. And the next chapter may not begin in the way people expect. It may not arrive with a perfect confession or a dramatic emotional scene. It may begin quietly instead, through one honest message, through one deeper conversation that does not get avoided, through one moment where silence finally feels heavier than the truth that wants to come out. Do not expect perfection from it. Expect sincerity instead. Expect human emotion in its real form, not a polished version of it. Expect a little awkwardness because real honesty is often uncomfortable at first. Expect pieces of truth that come out slowly rather than all at once. People do not always reveal their hearts in a single moment. Sometimes they reveal it in layers, step by step, as fear loosens its grip. Sometimes the first real sign of change is simply that they stop running from what they feel. And even that alone is meaningful. Even that alone is progress. Because avoidance is often easier than truth, and choosing truth in any small way already shifts the direction of everything that follows. If that moment comes, do not only listen to the words, listen to the energy behind them. Pay attention to effort, not just expression. Notice the shift in tone, in presence, in how they show up compared to before. Notice whether honesty is trying to grow where fear used to control everything quietly in the background. This matters because real change often looks softer than people imagine. It does not always arrive with confidence or clear structure. It does not always sound certain. Sometimes it arrives with hesitation, with trembling honesty, with imperfect courage that still tries anyway. Sometimes it is someone finally admitting what they have known inside themselves for a long time, even if they did not have the courage to say it out loud earlier. That kind of moment can still be enough to change everything. So remain calm and remain wise through it all. Do not let old fear make you misread new truth. Do not let past disappointment decide how you interpret present honesty. This story is still unfolding, even when it feels quiet or unclear. There are still pieces moving into place that you cannot fully see yet. Even now, while things may feel uncertain, something is slowly becoming clearer in the background. Something is preparing to move from the hidden space into the visible one, and when it does, your steadiness will matter more than emotional reaction. Your ability to stay grounded will help you meet that moment with wisdom instead of panic, with clarity instead of confusion. There is a reason this connection has felt heavier lately. There is a reason your intuition has been more active than usual. There is a reason certain thoughts, memories, and emotions keep returning without warning, even when you are not trying to think about them. It is because this season is not random. It is pushing both sides toward growth that cannot be avoided anymore. It is asking both of you to move beyond old habits that no longer help. It is asking both of you to choose a better way of responding, even when it feels uncomfortable. Fear wants quick reactions and assumptions. Fear wants protection at all costs, even if it creates distance. Wisdom wants something different. Wisdom wants patience. Wisdom wants clarity. Wisdom wants truth to reveal itself fully before decisions are made. Fear says run, assume, close off, protect yourself immediately. Wisdom says wait, observe, stay grounded, and let truth speak in its own time. That difference matters more now than it ever has before, because what is happening is not only about emotions or romantic uncertainty, it is also about healing, it is about awareness, it is about facing what has been left unfinished inside both of you for longer than either side has admitted. The pressure around this connection is not here to destroy it. The pressure is here to reveal what is real and what can last, and also to reveal what is no longer meant to stay hidden or unspoken. That is why this stage feels so intense. That is why emotions feel close to the surface, like everything is easier to feel right now. That is why even small moments can feel meaningful in a way they normally would not. Beneath all of that intensity, growth is happening. Growth within them. Growth within you. Growth within the connection itself. And growth is rarely clean or simple while it is happening. It often feels confusing before it feels clear. It often feels slow before it feels understandable. But clarity is coming closer in small steps, through choices, through moments, through honest exchanges that build slowly over time. Keep that close to your heart, especially on days when the waiting feels heavier than usual, especially when it feels like nothing is moving. The truth is that movement is happening, just not always in ways that are immediately visible. What happens next will depend on choices, their choices and your choices. The willingness to stop hiding behind assumptions, the willingness to speak instead of guessing, the willingness to meet truth with openness instead of fear or defense. They are approaching a point where they will have to decide whether to keep avoiding what they feel or finally face it directly. You are also approaching a point where you will have to decide whether to let fear control your peace or let wisdom guide how you respond to what unfolds. That is why this moment matters so much. It is not only about what they feel or what they decide. It is also about who both of you are becoming through this process, because this experience is shaping inner change whether it is obvious or not. Strong connections are not proven in easy seasons. They are revealed in uncertain ones. They are shaped when clarity is delayed and when emotions are not simple. They are tested when nothing feels fully settled yet. And if something is real, it does not collapse just because things become complicated. Instead, it evolves through honesty. It strengthens through understanding. It deepens through time and truth. So, if you have been wondering whether anything meaningful is actually happening, the answer is yes. Something meaningful is happening. Something deep is shifting in ways that are not fully visible yet. The old silence is weakening little by little. The old resistance is losing strength. The old confusion is beginning to crack apart in small places, and through those openings, something more honest may soon appear. Stay with that understanding. Hold on to your peace even when things feel uncertain. Protect your heart without hardening it or shutting it off completely. Because the next moment in this story may arrive sooner than expected, and when it does, you will want to meet it with clear eyes, a steady mind, and a grounded spirit. So remember this as you move forward. The struggle they are facing will not last forever. The confusion will not last forever. The waiting will not last forever. Every season changes, even the ones that feel slow or unclear while you are inside them. Every lesson reveals its meaning at the right time, not immediately, but eventually. And no matter how this unfolds, you are already more prepared than you were when this journey first began. That matters more than it may seem on difficult days. It means this chapter has not been empty pain. It has been preparation. It has been refinement. It has been shaping your ability to stay grounded, to value peace, and to recognize truth even before it fully arrives in complete form. The person on the other side is learning too. Slowly, imperfectly, not in a straight line, but still learning. Awareness is building inside them, even if it is not fully expressed yet. Pressure is building too, not to break them, but to push them toward a decision that can no longer be delayed forever. And if you have made it this far in understanding all of this, take this as your reminder to remain steady. Not cold, not disconnected, just steady. Let fear become quieter. Let wisdom become louder. Let patience continue doing its quiet work in the background, even when nothing seems to be changing. Because some of the most important answers arrive when everything looks still. And some of the most important changes begin long before anyone can clearly see them happening. The story is still moving. The truth is still rising. And the next chapter is closer than it looks.